Hello, my name is Diamond. If you don't know me, then what are you doing? Are you living under a rock or something? That's a whole different topic. But today, have you ever thought and stopped and asked yourself, what does everyone want to live? But before we do get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You see the subscribe right there? Hit it. All right, let's get to the video.
What?
So I went scavenging the internet, looking in the deepest, darkest places for information. And the thing that I came up is, what lifestyle do people actually want to live? And what I found is, what no surprise is to the ordinary person if you live online, that everyone wants to live this material lifestyle, which is cars, monies, houses. But what does that actually mean? Back then, in those days, they didn't have computers. So how were people living this whole time? So with the evolution of the internet and these new things being made, of course, there's going to be a different change in lifestyle, which brought me to the topic of the whole luxury lifestyle, right? When you think of luxury, you think of these big, expensive things that only the top of the line people can achieve. But truly, in reality, what is that lifestyle all about, right? What comes with it? What do you really want out of it? Is it you wanting the want for something new or a change in your lifestyle? And for me, I was able to come with the fact of you don't really want it. You just want the feeling that comes along with it, but no one is truly able to actually achieve it, or so they say. Most people actually just end up living their everyday lives doing the most unideal things they can think of and hoping to get by, which is fine. Nothing's wrong with that, but everyone has their own way of living and their wants and their needs. But for me, at least, I enjoy seeing these different lifestyles and these different changes along with the evolution of lifestyles. But I'm kind of okay with living, the normie lifestyle, as some people call it, because there's nothing wrong with it, and it's more ideal. There's more things out there for you to do, and it's not so frowned upon living your everyday life, going to work and doing the things you love with the people you love. But there is the other side of it, right? Which people are scared to fail with the outcome that they may receive. It may not be what they want or how it goes for them. So I think that's why most people would rather just stay to themselves and do what they have to do on their everyday lifestyle, which is nothing wrong with that because that's what they choose to do. You really do got to be strategic living on the other side of lifestyle, because the more you want is the more expensive things get, and the more complicated your life seems to get with all these different materialistic items that people think of or they really want in their lifestyle. But they're not prepared for what comes along with it. Like, your bills are going to be more expensive, your expenses are going to be more expensive, and just your simple way of living is just going to be 10 times more because you want these different things. That's why I feel as some people just would rather do as they do every day because it's more practical to them. The expenses for these things are way more practical than if you wanted this brand new Lamborghini or these big houses or these luxurious items that people think of. Things would just be a lot more simple just living as every day, because there's more things around me that are accessible and different things. I don't have to go fighting for something on my Lamborghini if I had a Prius, right? Because a Prius is more common than driving this luxurious Lamborghini. There are a whole bunch of different factors that play into these lifestyles that people think of, or these different items that people want. I think they just think of it as the base, and they don't think about the actual expenses that go into it. Like, once you get it, will you be able to maintain and keep it is the big problem, or the problems that people tend to have is they get it and they don't know how to take care of it, or they don't know how to maintenance it, or just keeping it on a longevity. And the more practical lifestyle would be to live, going to your job and having your nice house with your family and kids and just being happy that way, because it's more realistic. That's why those who achieve these type of items are more looked up to, or they're praised because they were able to achieve it and actually keep these things in their life. Another big factor that plays into it is your mental and your physical health, right? But if you did enjoy this, let me know down below. If you do want a part two, then you know I'll try to make something, or I'll try to think of whatever it is. But if you did enjoy, then let me know. I love you guys, and I'll see you later.